Hello there. This is Cindy at cindybdesigns.com. Thank you for joining me today. We're doing another box, and this time I really don't have a theme going on, but I did use the online exclusives Mixed Media Florals Suite Collection. And with this one, I used, it was right in front of me. I think I put it away. Extraordinary Flora with the dies and the washi tape, along with the stamp set and the modern label punch, I think it is. And they're made the exact same way, just different orientations, and how I did. And these are nice sized boxes too, as you can tell. And with this one, I just put it in the back and clipped it on down, or it goes in this way. And with this one, I kind of double did it, take off the ribbon or untie it. And then I put Velcro back here, but I'm not going to open it all the way up because, it looks pretty right now. So there's a lot of different ways that you can, go ahead and enclose this box, whatever makes you happy. But in the meantime, I thought I would show you how to do it. And I also figured out a way to keep the video like really short. So we just do like the hard part together of the box assembly and everything like that. But for this one here, and I'm going to recreate this, my designer series paper will be different. I'm going to be using this instead. Now all this comes from the Memories and More card pack in that Suite collection. And these gems come from the Suite collection as well. And so the only thing that I brought in outside of that would be the Poppy Parade cardstock. So to get started, you need, grab your scoreboard or your, your paper trimmer. And I'm going to tell you the designer series paper you want to cut first. And I chose this pattern here. So it's busy enough to where I don't have to worry about it completely lining up. So I'm going to tell you what I cut here. And, but in the meantime, when I'm doing this, if you want to grab a piece of Poppy Parade cardstock, whatever you want, and cut that down to 9 by 8.5. So we're going to need 2 of this here, and it's going to be 3 3/4 by, I think this is a 2.5. And you want to cut 2. And remember, you can mix and match whatever you want to do, or just keep it all the same like that. And then you want to cut 2 of these, and these are 3 3/4 by 1 1/4. And that's going to cover the sides here. And these large ones are going to cover the front and the back. And then the next ones we cut, you want to cut 3 of them. They're going to cover right here and in front and on the bottom. So you want to cut 3 of this size. And these are 1 1/4 by 2.5. But on one of them, you want to like corner around the edges there. And so that's all we need for our designer series paper. So I'm going to pull in our cardstock and a stylus here. Make sure I'm on the right side. On the 9-inch side, your first score mark is you want to do that at 2 3/4. And yeah. First one's at 2 3/4. Then you want to go to 4 1/4. And then 7. And then 8.5. Then we flip it over to the 8.5 side, and then your first score line is going to be at 1 1/2, which is right there. And then your second score line, we're going to go down to 5 1/2, and then again at 5 1/2, 7. Okay, yeah, 7. Okay, we are done with all of our scoring and everything like that. And I put everything together backwards. Like the last thing I'm going to do is assemble this. But in the meantime, let's get cutting away. So I am going to, okay, I want my 1/2 inch over here. And then, you want your box to be like in the middle. And then all these kind of match up the same. You want them up there at the top, whatever. Just as long as you get the right ones off, So we want to knock this off, knock that off, or cut it off. That one, this one, this one, this one. We want that one. And this one goes. Okay, and remember, I'm a pokey cutter. But what I plan on doing is, after I get done cutting all of this, well, I might as well start now, is I'm going to adhere everything down and then put the tear on tape where it's supposed to go, and then leave that on your screen for you to look at for a little while. And then we'll put it together and then pop on all our embellishments, and then we'll be done, and it'll be less than a half hour if I quit chattering. So right there, you know, I'm going to do the usual cut up on the left side. Actually, I'm not, 'cause you know what? I want these to miter in just a teeny tiny bit. So I'm going to go there. Yeah, I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone. And you want to get that. And then the same thing over here on this side, just cut up. Now with this one, I want to cut in over there on the right. And then not caring too much about this, but I do know I'm going to cut it on the left. And then get that matching up right there. And we need to cut this off here. Did that. And we'll come back and do all this in a minute, you know, because we have to do that. So with this one, I want to, over on the left, miter in just a teeny tiny bit, because these bottom flaps here, these two, they're going to be the bottom of the box, and you want to keep that, you know, steady or sturdy as you can. We want to cut into this. Wait. No. Yeah, these both got to go. Oh yeah, this is like one of those really funky cuts that I have to do. Okay, I'm going to turn this around. And then right on the right side of that cut there. I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to go on the left-hand side of this. You know, I should use like longer scissors, but next time, right? And I don't want to overshoot this because I think I might. No, I did not. Okay, now I want to take this off. Okay, there. You know what? While this is on my mind, before we do this, grab like a corner rounder. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I've just, you know, kind of done everything like that. And some of my boxes I do, some of them I don't. So we're going to do that. You know, make sure you get it all lined up in there. And I did not, but I'm gonna go back and one more. Okay, good. Let's see what we're doing here. Okay, I'm going down to this one here. So that one's already mitered, and I'm just going to go up, you know, both sides of that score line there. You know, nothing too dramatic. That. Okay, then we have this over here. To get done. And see, this is why I never put anything together until the last minute, like after I got my designer series paper done and down there, because that way, as I fold it up, and if it's not gelling right, I can, you know, it's still not put together, so that way I can just, you know, fix it and get it together. This one over here, we're gonna do just a little bit in, and then the same thing, you know, cut up on the right there, carefully. I'm sorry, over on the left. And then I'm gonna go back in on the right. Just a little bit. same thing for this side here. And then you know what? That is going to be all of our cutting. And then what I'm going to do is take this off screen and get everything in here together. But in the meantime, I'm going to put down a picture of what I took the last, when I did that box. So this one here, our paper's different, but everything else is the same. So I'm going to do that, show you where to lay down the designer series paper and where the adhesive is. And like I said, let you look at that for a second. But if you already know what we're doing here, basically, this is going to go like this. And then we have our two here. Your tear and tape's going to go here, I know, for the flap there. And then we have 1, 2, and 3, and everything else gets folded in. So I'll get all that together for you, and I will be back shortly. Okay, I am back, and this is what our box looks like, and I got everything together, and I did my score lines too. You know how we said this is going to be the back because it's going to fold over and everything like that? You can just flip it around and make this your front if you want. I mean, there's options here. I'm going to use this as my back because I've done like a lot of front opening boxes lately. So that is what we're looking like. This is going to be our back. I'm just going to pop. Does it need some ribbon? Like maybe hold it down a little bit. It needs a little something up front, right? Okay, let's see what I can do here. I was not planning on this, sorry. Because I do have some space to kill over here, just a little bit. Why not? I gotta grab a piece of Scotch tape real quick, which is behind me. And move a chair. I'm just going to pop that down. I need to get them closer. Okay, I'm good. I'm happy with that. And I'll fix those later on. At the end, of course. Got Stampin' Dimensionals on the back of this. I adhered both of these to what we have there with Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, and by the way, you know what? This red is from a 2 3/8 circle punch, and then this white is from this Spotlight on Nature die. Everything will be over on the blog at cindybdesigns.com. There's always a link underneath, taking you right there. I'm going to move that up just a little bit. Get that down, in there. Okay, we're going to snip these ends off. I'm just going to turn it around this way. And I am good with that. So basically, all we have to do from here on out is, I'll talk about those in a minute, is just start putting this together. You want to fold it in like that. And then take your adhesive off. And then after that, it's just a matter of, boxing it all up. And this is like really important right here, that your seams go together. And I do use tear and tape rather than glue, because I want everything to stay down, Now this is going to be the top of our box here. It's really up to you if you want to have those large tabs in there. I've like snipped them off a few times or, lessened them. I really don't care one way or the other. It's just, I want them even though. It's up to you what you want to do. And I think we're looking okay with that. Ooh, what do I want to do first? No, I'm going to get this box closed. I'm going to pop all that down. Get the tear and tape pulled off of this here. And this is going to go down real well, too. I mean, you can put something heavy in here, and you're going to be okay. Now remember, we have our designer series paper. And I hope I was thinking when I did this, I was. Okay, see, since this is going over back this way, we want this to go over this way so you have like all of the creases on the back side of it. Ooh. Oh, and I messed up because, no, I did not. This is where I always freak myself out. It's like at that bottom. Come on. It's at that bottom, that final bottom fold. I know it's just weird. And if you still see something coming up at the bottom, grab your bone folder, poke it down there, and you should be okay. And this one, you want to get this one right too. And this is why I'm telling you, those large pieces that we know that we're folding down, that's why you don't want to be too severe in mitering them. And I think for this, and like I said, you can tuck it in if you want right now at this point in time too, or go ahead and do that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this one yet besides try to get it open. But if you do want to tuck it in, grab a like 1 7/8 punch and do a whole, put it in that way there. So that is how you make this box. I'm just going to go ahead and tuck this in for now. Since I did not put that, you know what, might as well do the Velcro. Okay. We're going to pop this one down. I'm going to get that down right about there. And then you peel this off because you want to put them together. Oh, I think I did it back. No, I didn't do it backwards. Everyone does it one way or another. I got another lousy manicure today too. I can't wait till my normal gal comes back. I'm just going to pull this off and do it this way. And I'm trying not to touch it too much. This is good adhesive. And then, you want to kind of stand it all up and make sure everything's working out okay. Okay, there. So we got our Velomon, or our Velcro on the back of that. So this is what we made today. Here is kind of like my sample. Here is another one. So I do thank you for joining me. We'll probably do a kit later on or next time around. I hope that you have a great weekend, and I will see you again on Tuesday. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe. Feel free to share, sign up for my newsletter, and I will see you again.